First, I want to give a shout out to Santana and Santana TV. Keep up the good work, man. Bringing light to the old heads. That's a good thing, man. You know what I'm saying? Can't knock that, you know? Love, bro. Thank you. I get the privilege to talk about the low end of Chicago. You know, the housing projects, let me say that. You know, places like the Ickies, the PCs, the Robert Taylors, Stateway Gardens, Wentworth Gardens, the Ida B's, the Hillians, Archie Courts. I don't know too much about them, but Archie Courts, South Commerce was a thing, you know. This the low end, Lake Meadows. I get the opportunity to give you my version of the low end of Chicago and how the Mickey Cobras became a stronghold in the middle of all of them. We was dead smack in the middle of all of them, so I get to speak on that a little bit. I remember legends, my legends that grew up with me, that I'm going to say street legends from when I came off the porch. You got the Reggie Sanders, you got the JDs, you got the Cleo. You know, Cleo was a major factor of money maker. These are money maker legends that was in the Ickies, PCs, and DearBorns. You got the Bones, you got the Bay, you got to meet Willie, Tom, Bo. I give all y'all, I give you guys props. Even though we had to get down, I give you guys props. But they was all GDs. I actually, you know, have a fun fact. When I come off the porch seeing that the whole project was GDs, I was probably a Pee-wee GD running around. I definitely was throwing up the forks, looking in the mirror, you know, entertaining the facts. Yeah, baby GD, because that's all that was there. I was a baby GD. This around 10, 11 years old. We was running around them housing projects. I walk to the Ickies every day, hang out with my friends, walk to South Commerce and the PCs, hang out over there. I mean, it was just like harmony. It wasn't no, it was kids. We was kids. But I did get to see, as you're doing all this, you get to see the older guys who, I think crack cocaine was just coming in or whatever, but I was maybe seeing pony packs and dollar joints. That's what I was seeing as a kid walking around in projects. I'm gonna say around 7th grade, 6th, 7th grade. These older guys in our building, like my brother, my older brother, and older guys in the building, they started leaving the projects, going to high school. And one guy that lived in my building, I lived in 2940, South State. There was a guy that lived in my building, actually two guys who lived in my building. They had went to High Park Career Academy. And they brought back something different. They brought back MCs. They was MCs. They started turning their head to the left, and I'm looking like, you know, what's going on? And they got their head to the left, cocked and everything, and next thing you know, I'm hearing about a crew called the MCs, Mickey Cobras. So at the time, I wasn't feeling the GDs anyway, because as Pee-wees, they used to make us slap box each other. We used to have to do things to get our fighting game up, because I'm going to tell you something. Everything was built off structure. Structure, bylaws, rules, real rules. See, when I say real rules, we used to have to study. You know, I don't know about the GD literature and everything, but once I became MC, it was literature that we had to study. It was a constitution. Just like the Constitution of the United States, we had a constitution, and we had to study it. You couldn't do nothing outside of what was told to you or what was in the rules. As long as you stay by law, law governs everything. And you had the piece of paper in black and white in front of you, and it was your responsibility to study it if you ain't want nobody to mistreat you or treat you wrong. So every organization at that time had rules and laws and bylaws, and nobody was exempt. So I'm gonna say the age limit, that I thought the age limit was around 12 years old for a Pee Wee to transition to a real gangster or a real organization. I'm gonna say that. I can't say gangster. I know our age limit, Mickey Cobra age limit was 12 years old. Once you became 12, you pretty much transitioned over, and people looked at you as like a member of that gang, a younger brother. So at 12 years old, that's when everything changed for me, I'm gonna say. And that was like 87. 87 to me was the year that I became MC. And if I'm not mistaken, I don't know, I think that's the year Bebe got killed. But once Bebe got killed, and let me tell you who Bebe is. Bebe was like 27 everything. He was I don't know. Like I'm gonna say they region governor, whatever positions was going on at that time. Bebe was the man down in the DearBorns. At least that's what we thought. At least that's what I thought. So once he got killed, everything changed. Everything changed. Okay, 12 years old. Bebe get killed. Our older brothers is nowhere to be found. And 12-year-old, 13-year-old MCs is stuck down in the DearBorns wondering what just happened. I'm pausing because that was the most scariest thing of my life. We really didn't know what gangs, and we didn't know how to really gang. Like how these YNs and all, they prepared for whatever, somewhat prepared. We wasn't prepared for what had just happened. Bebe, when I say Bebe was they everything, these guys, and now we 12 and 13, don't got no buildings. We don't control no buildings. I'm going to give us at least 15. It's maybe 15 of us. Maybe 15 of us that's hollering we MCs. Maybe. And y'all just killed their chief, our founding fathers. Something just went down. And we had to leave out, walk to school with these dudes. And it was chaotic. So it was unexplainable. I don't think you can realize, you can really see that vision of some 12 and 13-year-old guys having to deal with grown men who just got their teeth killed. And our older guys was gone. Okay, Bebe just died. Our older brothers ain't nowhere to be found. And you got 12 and 13-year-olds having to go to school in the middle of the projects. The whole project's GDs and BDs. You got between 15 and 12 of us at the most having to go attend Williams School. Let me give you an idea of how the DearBorns is set up. You got the state buildings, 2964, 2940, 2920, and 2900. They're going down the line on State Street. Then you got Federal Street, which is the back block. You got 2971, 2951, 2931, and 2901 on the back block. Now you got the middle of the DearBorns. The middle of the DearBorns is our 9-story buildings. You got 2961, 2930, and 2910. Then you have a big field sitting right when you get to 27, 28. It's a big field, and you got the grammar school. And you got the grammar school sitting there. Now, we had to walk, because I lived in 2940 on the far end. We had to walk between everything to get to that field and go to school. And then once you get down to the field, you got the 27 buildings. I don't know their building numbers, but you got 4 buildings down there. All together is 16 buildings, 16 high-rise buildings. And these buildings was, like I said, controlled by the GDs. And we had to go to school there every day and deal with the GDs. Not only the GDs from the DearBorn, we had to deal with the GDs that walked from the Ickies. And the Ickies is another whole tall tall buildings. And there's a lot of them. They had the count, and when I say these counts was like in the thousands. And everybody rolled under the GD banner, one bylaw. And we, 13, 12-year-olds, are having to go to school and deal with a chief just getting killed. Okay, the folks coming at us on a daily basis. 15 of us, we don't got no building. So what we did was we all started hanging in this one building. And it was the castle. We called it the castle, 2961. We all just started hanging in this one building. That's where we was at. That's what we did. And every time the folks would come, we'll run in the building, lock the doors, and run upstairs. You know what I'm saying? Run upstairs and pretty much hide. You know, we wasn't fighting back. They'll come down there and they'll slap the shit out of our little ass, up guns on us. You know, wasn't nobody dying. And we wasn't fighting back. You know, we didn't, you know, we just ran every time. I could remember so many days that folks coming. We used to have to run in the building. Our local store was in the middle of, it was in between 2910 building. Our local store, we couldn't go to the store. The candy truck that sold candy out of it, it was on the other side of 30. We couldn't go to the candy truck. We used to have to send the little girls that liked us to the candy truck. We used to literally run in this one building every time the folks came. And we announced it. Folks coming. We could be outside pitching pennies or, you know, playing cards, just minding our business, young 12 and 13-year-olds, or playing on our little basketball court. And then when the folks started walking that way, or when they gathered up or whatever, or they felt like taunting somebody, we ran. We ran in that building and damn near hid, tucked our tail, because as we running like little bitches, I'm gonna say that, yeah, we was running like little bitches until we figured out all along the brothers never left. The old guys never left. All that shooting we was hearing, I was hearing all night long when I had to go in the house. The brothers, them brothers was putting work in. They never left. So one day, I could remember we was out there pitching pennies, and when the guy showed me a revolver, we had a gun. Man, I don't know if it was a 38 or 32, I don't know. All I know is we had a revolver. And now, when the folks came, we were running that motherfucking building, and somebody would be on the second or third floor. As soon as they heard that door close and the motherfucker made it upstairs, we busting out the window. Get back. Get the fuck back. Now, and we probably was the first ones to let some bullets go in the daytime because they kept chasing us. So it was get the fuck back. You know, that what happened. And that happened every day. Not only did we start chasing their ass from the building, get back, we started going at them with that 38. So whoever stayed out at night or whatever, we started calling them missions. Everybody started taking turns going on missions. And next thing you know, we see another gun. We got another gun. And our gun count came up. So now you got these 12 and 13-year-olds really defending themselves. Now we going on missions, they going on missions. And whoever was around us at this time, we pressed them. The new generations that was coming up, as you say. The little guys that was coming off the porch, the 9-year-olds, the 10-year-olds that was right there in that vicinity from the building of the castle, 40, 51, 2951, 2971, and probably a little bit of 2930. We started coming at them. Y'all got to make a choice now. Y'all got to make a choice because, and imagine, they in 5th and 6th grade. You know, now they got to make a choice. So this is how. Okay, let me break this down to y'all and tell you how I got my first position. And how, when I say we was flipping, we didn't flip, we was initiating younger guys. Um, when I became MC, I was 12 years old, and I should have been in 7th grade, but I wasn't in 7th grade. I was in 5th grade. I had failed twice by then because, like I said, I not only rolled with the Ickies and the GD little guys, I had a whole little crew. I was bad as fuck. I was gang banging with them. I acted out in school. So I didn't fail because of my intelligence. I failed because my mama held me back in 2nd grade. And in 3rd grade, right behind, I got held back again because I'm acting out again, gang banging and doing stupid shit. You know what I mean? So I got held back. And back in the days, they hold you back. I got held back twice. So my big grown ass was back there with them kids while I'm gang banging with the 12 and 13-year-old. So when we started fighting back, I started initiating the guys in my class, the guys outside of that. That's the 3rd generation of Cobras. I'm from the 2nd generation, but they gave me the power to start initiating the Pee-wees before they transitioned into 12 years old. So everybody who became MC when the war started and in them early days, that's in that 3rd generation, got initiated by me, got blessed in and all of that. So I'm their founding father. They said only because I was still in grammar school with these guys. When they all went to high school, I was the only one there to be the initiator. So I started initiating people in 3rd, 4th, 5th grade. Not a proud fact. I'm not proud of that or none of that, but that's a fact. And that's how we became 3rd generation. And the 3rd generation grew and grew because we put that belt to ass, as they say, in grammar school.